I think that Noah has to be the biggest fraud, but somehow everyone's convinced he's good because he's Korean. No. Noah is a good player, regardless of what Reddit tells you and regardless of what you see at MSI. We need people... Okay, how do I say this? We need this dump... Okay, let me start over again. People need to realize that we're being unfair when we're judging players only at MSI, right? The reality is that recency bias plays a strong role when players are being judged. Right now, Noah is getting a lot of flame, and sure, is he playing well? No. Right? He's not playing well. But then again, there's only 2 teams at MSI. And if he's not playing it well at MSI, well, what about the other 8 teams in Europe that he actually beat, right? Before he went to MSI or whatever, right? Like, yeah, I mean, he's definitely not performing well. But we can't also blame only one player because Fnatic lost. Like, what? Are we gonna ignore the other 4 players making mistakes? The reality is that you can probably blame anyone at Fnatic besides the support. I think the support is probably the best performing player. But I just hate it, like, you know, it's the same with like anybody, right? Like if G2, maybe G2 not so much, but like if anyone loses, like any Worlds or MSI team from Europe usually just gets flamed to shit. But then people just somehow forget that there's 8 more teams in the same league that are just worse than them. Like what? People are calling, oh, replace Noah. Okay. Replace with who? Because it's not like he's worse than the other ADCs in the league. So who are you replacing him with? I don't know. It's just weird to me. When the reality is that, right, like usually Carzzy? Yeah, but Carzzy, they wanted Carzzy and he didn't want to join Fnatic, guys. Fnatic was literally trying to get Carzzy in the offseason and he declined the spot. Shocker to nobody, because players, Fnatic does not have the magic aura, or whatever you want to call it, does not have the brand or the image anymore where players just want to automatically join the org. Fnatic has made thousands of fuck-ups and now they're paying for them. Because the top tier players do not want to join them anymore. Because Fnatic got away, years ago, Fnatic got away with getting good players to join their org for low salaries and for nothing, because people wanted to play for Fnatic. But now this is not happening that much anymore. The best players do not want to join. So like, I don't know, like people are saying replace Noah, but I don't even think you can really replace him. Plus, like on top of that, it's not like he's a bad player, bro. Like he's a fucking good player. I mean, the reality is that roster changes happen after every year anyway, and the reality is that someone's gonna have to pay the price, right? Like, Fnatic's not gonna replace anybody, most likely, going into summer, but then, like, they're probably gonna go to Worlds, and then at Worlds, they're gonna get destroyed again, yada, 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 and then whoever's the worst performing player at Worlds, or whatever, or throughout the year, is probably just gonna get his head chopped off, because this is just how it works.